Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday, or actually, yes, it's still morning. So today I'm gonna make another attempt to make a new recipe. It's one of my favorite. Again, well, all of these most of the time is mostly my favorite. So I'm gonna make buchi with ubi filled filling. So what we're gonna need today, we don't have any fresh ubi, so I'm using the bottle one that's already bought in the store. So what we're gonna need is 2 1/4 cup of the glutinous flour. So you just kind of have to kind of separate them or loosen them up a little bit. So you just mix all the dry ingredients. So then the next one is 1/4 of sweet rice flour. Do that again. And then 1/2 cup of sugar, the white sugar. So you do the same thing. So what you do, you just kind of blend that again. So just mix it to make sure that all the dry ingredients are mixed together. And then what you need is 1/2 cup of water. So you just add it in slowly to mix it. And if you need a little bit more water, just go ahead and add it. So that way, sometimes it might need a little bit more. It all depends on how the texture is going to come out. So with that 1/2 cup of water, it seems like we need a little bit more. So let's add another 1/2 cup. So it's still a little dry. So let's add another, well, just add a little bit of the water just to make sure that it's not too watery. So whenever it's too watery, you just add a little bit more of the flour, the glutinous flour. Currently that one is a little bit more water. So we could add maybe another 1/2 cup of the glutinous flour. So just kind of eye it out. I'm trying to get that texture where it's kind of dewy. So yeah, we ran out of desserts, so this is a new recipe that I'm gonna try. So once it's kind of like dewy, I think it should be good. Just mix it. And again, my hands are washed a few times, so you need your hands to kind of knead it into a ball to make sure that it's already good to use. And then just kind of knead it so that way it's kind of blended all together. So the water, yeah, I think 1/2 cup is good, but just add a little bit more. If it was too dry, you know, we're just using the 1/2 cup, but you don't want to get it too watery. So you want it to form like a dough. Okay, so there's the dough. You just put that aside, and then you just get all your fillings ready, and you just cut them into little pieces. And I'm gonna show you that shortly. Okay guys, so we're in the second section of making the filling in the dough. So what you want to do is just kind of stretch out the dough to the size that you want to use for the size of your buchi. So we're gonna try to make it into, so what you do is you just make it a little ball and just flatten it. Like I said, you could make it any size you want, so I think this would be the right size for that. And then you just fill it in with your filling. So let's use like half a teaspoon of the ube. Okay. And you just seal it. Make sure that you cover everything there. Just like that, and just make it a little rounding. Shape your ball. I think that's the right size. And then you got your sesame seed here, and you just drop it in. And you just want to make sure that you coat it. Now the sesame seed is not toasted or anything because it's gonna get cooked eventually when we cook it. And your ball should shape like that. There you go. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest, and then we'll get back again once I start to cook them. Okay. Okay, so now I've already formed the buchi into little balls, but it's the first time, so the measurement is not exactly the same thing, but this is the outcome of it right here, and I'm getting ready to fry it. So when you get it, just form it into a ball, and then just drop it into the oil. Just enough oil to cover it, so that way, well, it doesn't cover it, but then just kind of keep turning it or splash some oil to it. Yeah, so here we go. So just kind of pat it around to make, to get it into a round shape. Then once it turns brown, then it should be ready. Okay, we'll just have to wait till it turns brown. So anyway, yeah, so this quarantine is making me bake, whatever that I have already at the house. So I'm finding things that, I could make for our dessert. But remember, even if you keep eating, keep moving, dancing, do some exercise, even if it's like 15, 20, 30 minutes, that would help a little bit. So I know they said that people are starting to eat a lot, being at home cooking and eating a lot, but we gotta continue to get active. So as you can see, it's turning brown or golden brown. In fact, you should move it around because see the bottom is starting to get more brown. So I guess you just have to move it around to get the same texture or same color. So the sesame seed is turning brown. So I guess you just have to make sure that it moves around because it's not floating. So that's kind of like too brown. You just want to get it toasted. Yeah, so when you cook it, you just have to keep moving it around so that way it doesn't sit in one place. So I guess you just have to cook this in a medium heat. There it is. Yay! Now we got our buchi. Buchi. Just keep moving it around so that way it doesn't sit in one place, and then one side would be more burnt than the other. And once it's all brown, I guess it's ready. So that's like cooking it for maybe 3 minutes, 4, 5, medium heat. Just cook it a little bit more. So maybe about 5 minutes, then it should be cooked. But just remember, you just have to keep rolling it around. Yay! Now we have our buchi. So here's one. Yeah, so this is the first batch, so I kind of over toasted the thing, but here's the other one. Yeah, you just have to be patient to cook it. Just keep tossing it until it gets golden brown. Now here's perfect one, perfect shape. And then you just do the same routine over and over. So just shape your little ball here and drop it in. And shape it. Drop it in. Make sure that you move it around just like the song. There, you just coat it with the oil. And just make sure that you just move it around there. So we'll wait for the rest, and here are the first batch of the buchi, ubi buchi. Very simple to make and easy again. Easy and very cheap to make if you have all the ingredients. Okay, so stay tuned. We'll show you the result once I cook all of them.